Hey guys, it's Sebastian here. Welcome to another segment of Building Your Wealth in Under 5 Minutes. Today we're going to be going over exactly how much money you need to be spending on traveling, and maybe you should never be traveling again after this video. Now, before we go ahead and get started, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share. Just share this with your friends and family. And most importantly, go to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button.
Right here, do it. Do it.
Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Now, this is going to be some horrible news. Some of you don't even want to probably hear what I'm about to say, but you should not be traveling in any way if you have high interest debt. I'm sorry to say this. I know you probably don't like the idea, but you should not be traveling. Why? The number one priority that you need to have is get rid of that high interest debt. I'm talking credit cards. I'm talking car payments that are at 13% interest. Get rid of that high interest debt. Once you got that out of the way, now we can start getting into how much money you need to be spending on vacation.
We're on vacation, right? Come on, let's have some fun.
You first have to also ask yourself, do you have any bigger goals, things that are more important than vacations? So I'll give you a perfect example. I was literally speaking with somebody this morning, and he was telling me that yes, he wants to continue to travel, but one of the big things that he was telling me is that he wants to end up buying a house. So the question now turns into, should I be traveling a little bit more right now, or should I be sacrificing a little bit of my travel to be able to save more money to be able to put the down payment on my home? So ask yourself the question, do you have any big goals coming up? Are you planning on buying yourself a new car? Are you planning on fixing your roof, buying yourself a new house? Are you planning on helping your kids go through, have a wedding, or paying for your kids' college? Are there any big expenses that you have coming up that maybe you need to save up for that before you actually start traveling? So just make sure that you're having a plan for that. So if you know that you're going to be changing your roof, or you know you're going to be buying a car, or you know that you're going to be buying a house.
Is this my house? Answer, please.
And you need $20,000 for that down payment of that home, or that down payment of whatever it is, then that means that you need to make sure that you're on pace for that. And sometimes traveling and going on vacations might hold you back from accomplishing that goal. And that's what we don't want. So let's say you got all your goals out of the way, right? You already are on pace to be able to pay for that wedding, or be able to pay for that roof, or buy that house. Now let's say all of that stuff is out of the way and you have that on track. Now, the next question is, what is the right amount that I need to be spending on traveling? And this is where it breaks down the numbers. Let's say that right now, you and your spouse, between the two of you, you guys are making about $100,000 a year. Maybe one of you makes 60, the other makes 40, maybe one of you makes 100,000, the other doesn't work. Let's just say that's what you make. But you see, we all understand that 100,000 is not what we bring home, right? 100,000 is what you might be making. That's your gross income. But you have to then figure out, what is your net income? You see, net income means what is it that you're bringing home? You see, and maybe depending on what city, what state you're living in, all these different things, you might be bringing home maybe only $75,000 a year. And that's probably what your real bring home income on a yearly basis. And you see, this is where vacations need to be calculated very well. Because you see, I see people all the time that they're taking these lavish vacations, but then I look at their income and they're spending more money on vacations than what they should be spending. So this is how you break it down. You should never be spending more than 10% of your net income. Not 10% of your gross income, but 10% of your net income. That means that it's 10% of this equals $7,500 a year. That should be your vacation money that you are spending on a yearly basis. And you see, that is where people make the mistake. They're making $75,000 and they're spending $20,000 a year on vacations, and then they ask themselves, wait a second, I can't buy my house. I haven't bought my house yet. I'm still driving a crappy car. I can't save and invest. I can't do all these other things. But you see, the reason why those things are happening is because you're probably spending more money on vacations than what you really should be spending. So how do you solve this problem? It's really simple. Figure out what's your net income. Then grab 10% of that. 10% gives you the $7,500. Then grab that number divided by 12. If you grab $7,500 and you divide it by 12, that's approximately $625 per month. that means that what you should be doing is you should be grabbing $625 and setting it inside an account called your vacation account. Go to your bank, there's a lot of good online banks, and begin to add those $625 every month. On the first of every month, money's coming out from your checking account and going into this vacation account. And you only spend money on vacation from that account. And if you have vacation goals, have an account for that. If you have a goal of buying a house, have an account for the house. Create different goals and begin to set aside that money for that specific goal.